AI search is growing 250% year over year. It is going crazy. There's a day coming when people won't Google search at all. They're going to use AI searches because instead of getting this really confusing page full of results, you get a simple answer with ChatGPT. In the early days of Google, you go back 20 years, if you search for something, the results actually, it was just like the websites. Now there's so many things on that results page. There's Google Maps, there's Google Guarantee, there's the paid search stuff, there's video results. The page has gotten really confusing. The reason we don't use Yahoo anymore is because the page is just too confusing. And ChatGPT gives you a really clean, clear result. And that's why Google search traffic is largely flat. ChatGPT is growing 250% a year, and they have an 80% share of the AI search market. I'm headed to Bermuda for my anniversary in a week from now, and I used not Google to find out where I should stay, but I used ChatGPT. I was going to ask my wife's personal assistant. I was going to ask her, could you find me a nice resort in Bermuda that my wife and I could stay at? I want a really nice one because it's our anniversary. And I thought, instead of asking her, I'll just ask ChatGPT. It gave me 5 resorts because that's what I asked for, and it had the ratings. And it was just like, I just called them, 4 of them were booked, one of them had rooms. So I used ChatGPT to do an entire vacation plan and not Google, which is what probably you use if you're planning some kind of trip or making a purchase. You Google search it, right? But the day is coming when that's not going to happen because we want cleaner, clearer results. Instead of having all this research thrown at us, which is what a Google search does, ChatGPT gives you kind of the results of the research, which is much more useful. So what's that going to mean if we're shifting away from regular search and we're shifting over to AI? What does that mean for your business? Let's say right now your business is on Google Maps. So you have a GMB listing or Google My Business listing. And let's say you show up for your keywords on Google in your local area. And let's say maybe you do the Google Guarantee thing and you might do some Google ads. So you've got 4 ways that you might appear on the first page of a search result for whatever your keyword is. So you're doing pretty well right now. If you're in all 4 of those places on the first page, then you're getting leads from the internet, period. Now, what happens when people don't go to do Google searches anymore? Google has been a monopoly for a long time. They have a 90% share of all search. And so, of course, the product's not very good. Of course, the results aren't very good. Anytime there's a monopoly, there's not a lot of innovation. And so this is being disrupted. It's going to be like Yahoo. We used to all use it, and then suddenly we didn't. And that's what's happening here. We used to all have landlines in our house, and now none of us do. And so that day is coming, that tipping point when everybody will have done their last Google search and will start searching on chat or on Grok or on any kind of AI. And we don't even know if ChatGPT is going to be the AI that works. But what's going to happen to your business? Do websites matter anymore? How are people going to find your business? There's a lot of people we talk to that have really old websites, and they'll be like, yeah, I used to get a lot of leads from my website. Now I don't. But it's like, yeah, it doesn't show up on Google anymore because your website's 20 years old. You can have a really good web presence now. And the way everything's moving to AI, maybe 5 years from now, you don't have any web presence, right? So you have to shift with what's going on. And so let me give you 3 things you need to be doing to make sure that your business is staying up on things, or basically things that eventually you'll need to do. But first off is this. You need to check where you show up on Bing, not Google. Bing isn't a lot, okay? So it's like 5% of all search. I don't know the number, but a single-digit percentage is Bing. Bing is Microsoft's answer to Google. Nobody uses it, but ChatGPT does. And so if somebody, let's say you own a resort in Bermuda and you want to show up as one of the 5 top resorts there, you need to make sure that you show up well in Bing. Now, we have always optimized for both Google and Bing, and this is why. Bing users are there's 20 Google users for every 1 Bing user, but Bing users are twice as wealthy as Google users. So is a customer you want. They're going to be better leads that you're going to get off Bing, and Google search results are really backlink dependent, and Bing is more on-page SEO. So my sites generally, when I build a website, I can front page rank on Bing within a day or 2, or it can sometimes takes weeks on Google. So you need to make sure your website is optimized for Bing, because ChatGPT, when it needs to go get data to give you an answer to the question you asked it, it doesn't go to Google, it goes to Bing. So you got to make sure that your website's ranking really well on Bing. Make sure that your web designer is Bing optimizing your website. In other words, making sure it ranks really well, or it's designed to rank really well on Bing. Second thing, and this isn't something you can do now, but it's something that's going to happen soon. ChatGPT is going to have paid search very soon. And when it does, it's going to be very inexpensive for what you get initially. Just like Google Ads was really, really cheap for a few years. So right now, if you think about every time that you make a search on ChatGPT, according to Sam Altman, it's like a light bulb turning on for 15 minutes. And it could be 15 seconds, I don't know. But it's like a light bulb burning for a certain period of time. And there's billions and billions of these searches happening. And so the amount of power that's being consumed by these AI data centers is going to be measured in terawatts very soon, if not within a few years, within months. So we're talking about these guys have billions and billions of dollars worth of just power bill. Never mind that paying all the data scientists who are creating their LLMs. Like, they're just drinking up money because they're drinking up energy. So what does that mean? They have to make money somehow. ChatGPT is going to be selling results on their page very soon. And when they do, because all of these ad platforms work on a bidding system, you want to be the first person to have ChatGPT ads. So you want to tell your product, if you work with me, you want to tell your project manager, as soon as ChatGPT comes out with ads, you want to be the first to hear about it. And we can, again, for very little money, you're going to be able to drink up a lot of leads from ChatGPT. Last thing, there is going to be ChatGPT maps soon, because ChatGPT right now, it will create a term paper for you if you're a cheating college student. It will give you the answer to whatever question you might have, meaning of life, whatever. You can interact with it in any way you want to. But what it doesn't do very well right now yet is that local search. Because when let's say I'm going out for food and I want an Indian restaurant. When I type in Indian restaurant and the map pops up, I can see the pins in relation to my home or my current location. And I can say, well, I'm not going to drive that far, but look, this one's right close to me. So you visually sort. You're not looking at lists of restaurants. What use is that if they're an hour away? What you do is you look at that map. And so for ChatGPT and Grok to be truly useful for searching into the local area, which your business is probably a local business, right? You want local customers. They're going to have a maps version, and that's going to be coming soon. It might be 2 years away, but there's no question that you're going to see ChatGPT go more from purely text to much more visual, where your results are always going to have pictures and video that goes with the results. And that's going to be something that as soon as it comes out, we will be on top of it. We'll be reaching out to you to make sure that you're listed. So you should have a monthly meeting with your project manager to make sure that your website is showing up. And that doesn't just talk about AI, but like right now, it doesn't matter what AI does to your business if your business is not discoverable now, right? So you should be having monthly meetings with your project manager and say to him, listen, what's going on with my website? How am I showing up? Where am I showing up? How can I show up better? How can I get more of my website traffic to become leads? How can I get better leads for my website? This is really important. Partner with your project manager. Doesn't cost anything to talk to them. And you should just be working constantly together, 30 minutes a month, and you're going to get so much more out of your website. And you want to make sure in that meeting, and it could be every quarter, whatever, but I think you should do it every month. I have clients who meet with me, giant clients who meet with me every single day to talk about their website. And so now they're spending millions of dollars, but they meet with me literally every single day because they want to make sure they're using all the tools available to them. And the same exact tools that are available to my largest client are available to you. So number one, you need to have an AI chat box on your website. That means that if you go to simple.biz, you'll see this. There is a chat box where people can ask it any kind of question. You could say, what's the meaning of life? What's the weather in Albuquerque? You could ask it, hey, how much does a website cost? It will interact with you just like a human being. And what it does is it gets people to stay on your website longer. And the longer they stay on your website, the more likely they are to convert. The longer you hang out near the pool, more likely you are to go for a swim. We want them to stay on the page longer. That also signals to Google that you have a good website. So time on page is a conversion or is a SEO metric that they're measuring. You want to make sure you put an AI chat box on your website. And you should, again, check it out. It's simple.biz and it's fantastic. Second thing, you want to make sure with your project manager that you are using the TransUnion directory service, which means tons of backlinks that are coming in from extremely reputable directories. because it's TransUnion, the credit bureau. So it's like get those links going. It helps your search, your site ranking, and it just is more places for people to find you. And that, by the way, can help you. If you're in a bunch of different directories and somebody makes a bad post about you somewhere, well, those bad results get suppressed because we've got all of these directories that you're listed in. Okay, third thing, make sure your Google Maps is up to date. Reach out to us. Let us make sure your Google Maps is up to date, and make sure that there's 5-star reviews on there. We have tools that will help you capture 5-star reviews using automation. You can just send out links, QR codes that can get people to leave 5-star reviews. Having a lot of reviews doesn't just put your potential customers at ease. What it does is it makes your Google Map listing show up higher. So you've got to have more reviews than your competitors. And you're thinking, oh, my competitor has 600 reviews. I have 2,000. It's super easy. You just have to start asking for reviews and you'll get lots and lots of reviews. The number 6 thing you should be doing right now is Turbo SEO. That's our own product. What it does is it lets you show up page 1 in every single individual county, state, and city and neighborhood that you want us to target for you. So not just the place you live, not just the town that your business is located in, but all the drive areas where you're trying to reach people. We need to geo-target those areas using Turbo SEO. And number 7, these are kind of things not everybody needs, but we have offshore social media managers. In order to do well on Instagram, that's the number 1 video platform, YouTube Shorts, that's number 2, TikTok, that's number 3. In order to be good at those, somebody needs to be doing it full time for you. Social media is an all-consuming thing. I have millions and millions of views. I do not have time to be some social media influencer. And what I've done is I have a girl that works for me named Angela. She's in the Philippines and she handles all my social media, posts every day. We have them that you can hire from us. They're very, very inexpensive and they speak English really well. By picking up a social media manager, you've also picked up a part-time virtual assistant because she works for you for 40 hours a week. She can do anything you want her to do, but her focus would be on social media management, or not, because that's another tool we have, offshore sales assistants. A lot of you have tons of leads, but you haven't followed up on them, or you have old customers that you haven't asked for 5-star reviews. Who's going to call them? Your sales assistant can call them. A sales assistant, again, in the Philippines, will make 200 phone calls a day, or anything else you tell them to do. It's so inexpensive. So reach out to your project manager, talk about getting a virtual assistant. Last thing, AI tech support. If you get a bunch of inbound phone calls and they're all asking the same basic questions and you're spending a lot of time answering sort of technical questions, let AI do it. Again, you can go to my website, simple.biz, and you can ask it any type of question about your website and it'll chat with you. And we can program it to say anything. So whatever your agents know right now, whatever your salespeople know right now, whatever I don't know who works for you, whatever they know, we can just feed it into an AI and it can answer any kind of questions that you want. It can even use a voice to do it. Those are a lot more expensive, the voice agents, but if it's just a tech support chat box in your website, super inexpensive to do, very easy to program. And it can cut down on unnecessary inbound phone calls for tech support, especially if it's like every customer has the same 6 questions or the same 16 questions, and it's like all day long we're answering these same questions. Let AI do it. So all of those tools are available to you at Simple. So listen, guys, the world is changing so fast. Stick with Simple. We are riding this wave like no other company. I've got a 5-person full-time AI team, and they are building some awesome stuff. Right now, outside of my window, it's starting to rain. I can hear thunder outside my window. And if my car gets dirty and I need to get the detailer to come and clean it, I won't call my detailer. My AI agent will do so. An AI agent we build, it will call my detailer and tell it, hey, we need to have you come out and detail the car. And the detailer will show up. I'll get a confirmation email saying, yeah, the detailer said he's fine, or the detailer says he's not available till tomorrow. All that stuff is done. We are on the right cutting edge of AI. And if you'll stick with us, we'll make sure you are too. Thanks so much. We really appreciate your business. If you have not done business with Simple before, you need to go ahead and click the link below to get onto our calendar so we can have a conversation with you about how we can help you grow your business and how we can make sure your business is ready for the AI revolution.